provided by... When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just one dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, pitch by my doorstep, singing no worries.
Tomorrow on ET, paging Grey's Anatomy fans, our exclusive with hospital chief Kim Raver doing something she's never done before.
I was like, okay, here we go.
Before we go, Blake Shelton has had a couple of bromances on The Voice, but in his final season, Blake has found his long-lost son, fellow coach Niall Horan.
Do you want a hand up? Yes, please.
You guys are
Happening now.
The number of gun-related incidents is growing and the ages of those involved are getting younger. How BCSO is treating any threat from anyone of any age.
Another round of drizzly dampness on the way, and a cold front arrives Friday morning. We'll talk about who's most likely to get hit by storms and what that front means for the weekend in just a bit.
A historic bridge, the scene of intense drama, especially now that it's a part of a new play that you can see, where you can watch it, and why it's so important to some folks on the West Side. The News at 5 starts right now.
Under arrest at just 11 and 12 years old. Those are the ages of 2 kids arrested for allegedly making threats of gun violence at a local school.
Our Jonathan Chato shows us why kids that young and even younger are not immune from arrest, and why the sheriff says his department is taking no chances if there's a threat.
And so we don't have the luxury of saying anymore, we're not going to take it seriously because of their age.
According to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, the number of cases involving children making some type of terroristic threat is becoming more common.
I mean, out in shirts fairly recently, we had information. A case came to my attention where a 3rd grader brought a gun to school.
This week, 11-year-old and 12-year-old boys were arrested after allegedly threatening to bring guns to an Idea public school in southwest Bexar County. Salazar says the process of interrogating a minor after an arrest, not an easy one. He says first a minor must have the consent of a parent. In most cases, the minor will be brought in front of a judge to be magistrated before being interviewed. The magistrate will then determine if the child understands what's being asked of them, and after all that, information will be presented in writing, like a statement from the child.
Obviously, these processes are in place for a reason. We want to be mindful of everybody's constitutional rights, obviously, especially a child that may not fully comprehend what's being said or done or attested to.
And because these cases involve minors, parents won't be exempt from interrogations.
We're going to be talking to their parents at some point to find out, what did you know, when did you know it, and what did you do about it?
Salazar says they will not rule out any case where a parent could possibly have no idea of their child's involvement in terroristic threats, and say they will not take any threat from anyone of any age lightly. In an effort to address this increasing concern, BCSO will be hosting a series of meetings at several school districts to educate families on the elements or factors that are driving this increase in gun violence. For more details on those meetings, you can head over to our website, KSAT.com. Reporting Jonathan Chato, KSAT 12 News.
Both owners of the 2 dogs that attacked and killed an 81-year-old man on the street are now out on bond. This, according to Bexar County court records. 31-year-old Aveline Schneider was released on $125,000 bond yesterday. She and her husband charged with the attack by a dangerous dog, resulting in death and injury to an elderly person and criminal negligence. A pretrial hearing is set for next month. Her husband, the other dog owner, Christian Moreno, also released on bond last week, as was a 3rd family member arrested for alleged retaliation.
It has a San Antonio connection, and now the case of a man accused of leaving a 5-year-old boy's body in a Colorado ravine is at a standstill, it seems. Attorneys on both sides telling the judge together they are waiting to get more evidence. Daniel Garces is charged with injury to a child. The child's mother, Nicole Aguilar, also facing charges. The boy was found in Colorado just days after his grandmother told police she suspected he died earlier in a San Antonio motel. The couple accused of burying his body in a remote location, then going to Costa Rica. Both attorneys say they are waiting for key security footage from their time in Costa Rica, but are waiting to hear back from the FBI as well.
As soon as you guys can get to the FBI offices, we will have a better grasp, at least a better lay of the land of what exactly is out there and what you both need. I think that's the most urgent thing to do.
As of now, the judges say the trial is still going on as planned for late April into May. And for KSAT, that's our next trial to live stream online and on social media. We'll be sure to update you on any changes.
Human remains found in a burn pit behind a home in Atascasa County, leading to homicide charges against a local man. 43-year-old Jeffrey Devera is accused of killing his girlfriend, 37-year-old Tiffany Garza. She'd been missing since 2019, and the victim's mother had alerted Atascosa County deputies that her daughter was from San Antonio but had been living in Atascosa. Back when she disappeared, Devera was taken into for questioning on an unrelated arrest and told deputies he didn't know about the disappearance. A search at the home uncovered the remains, which were analyzed by Texas State University and the University of North Texas. A blood sample from the remains is what led investigators to Devera.
The San Antonio police still trying to piece together what led to a woman shooting a man in the groin overnight. That woman now facing charges. The shooting happened about 4 this morning on Aurelia Street. It's not far from Roland Road and Highway 90. When police arrived on scene, they found a man at the home shot. The woman found a few blocks away. The man taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
A mother saving her daughter and herself from their burning home this morning. That fire broke out just after 6 a.m. on Mona Drive, not too far from I-35 and 410. Firefighters could see those flames coming from inside the master bedroom. Fire officials say the mother woke up to the smell of smoke coming from the bathroom. She was able to get her daughter out of bed, and firefighters were able to keep the fire contained to the master bedroom. No injuries reported.
So yesterday we gave you all the new stuff coming to Fiesta, including the new location at Travis Park. Today we're talking the Fiesta Flambeau parade. Today, the association announced their honorary grand marshal for the 2023 Illuminated Night Parade. It is Shelly Lattis. She's a San Antonio native, has been part of the Tejano music scene for nearly 40 years. She's also a very nice person. We also spoke to the association president, who says to expect bigger and better floats this year.
The excitement that builds from the very beginning as it goes through the entire parade route, it just builds from one end to the other. It's almost like a flow, where you start like a wave, and it gets bigger and bigger as it goes along.
Can't wait. The Flambeau Parade is the night of April 29th. You can expect even more bands from San Antonio, from Texas, even overseas, along with an Indigenous Peoples Blessing ceremony to honor the earliest natives of San Antonio.
Bring it on. Oh, yeah, Fiesta. It's almost here. That time of year. And it's starting to feel warmer, more spring-like. 78 degrees our high temperature today, and we're getting closer to 80. And you see the sky cleared out. We got rid of that morning drizzle, and today it was just a trace, so not even measurable in the rain gauge at the airport, whereas yesterday we were actually lucky. We got over 0.2 of an inch. 86 right now, Eagle Pass, where we have more sunshine. Temperatures have been a bit warmer. 76 in Bernie, 76 in beautiful Bulverde and Windcrest right now at 77. Temperatures falling off just a little bit this evening. It's not going to cool off very much. By 10 o'clock, we're near 70. Bit breezy. Southeasterly wind at 10 to 20. And then the drizzle redevelops again, especially after midnight. But a cold front's going to move in Friday morning. We'll talk about who's most likely to see storms from that front and what it means for our weekend in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. The search continuing for a 17-year-old student who shot 2 school administrators at a Denver high school today. Here's what we know. A gun was found on the suspect during a daily search before he entered the school. It was part of an agreement with the school, and that is when shots were fired and 2 people were hit. The gun has not been recovered. The suspect has not been arrested. He is wanted for attempted homicide. One of those victims is critically injured and undergoing surgery. The other is in stable condition.
The Federal Reserve raising interest rates today, just days after the fallout from 2 U.S. bank failures. Several expected that hike to be low as things stabilize in the financial markets. Mike Valerio has the latest from today's announcement and what it means for consumers.
The U.S. Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 25 basis points Wednesday. It comes just 10 days after the Biden administration took emergency actions to stifle the fallout from 2 bank failures.
History has shown that isolated banking problems, if left unaddressed, can undermine confidence in healthy banks and threaten the ability of the banking system as a whole.
While at the same time, inflation continued to show signs of easing last month.
They're between a rock and a hard place. They're very concerned if they don't do enough, it'll look like they're not fighting inflation, which has consequences. If they do too much and affect the economy too much when banks are a little bit rocky, they could cause a little more trouble in confidence in the banking system.
Since last March, the Fed has pushed interest rates higher to make borrowing more expensive and cool spending. Annual inflation was down to 6% in February from a 40-year high of 9.1% last June. The Fed's target inflation rate is 2%. The labor market remains strong, keeping labor costs high for companies. Potential future Fed rate increases will continue to push borrowing costs and purchase prices higher for consumers.
Inflation remains too high, and the labor market continues to be very tight. Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve. Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with a look at what's coming your way today at 6 o'clock. Up first, it is a felony in Texas to be in possession of THC. That's the active ingredient in marijuana. But in the Northeast Independent School District, KSAT investigates found police were disposing of seized drugs and drug paraphernalia in school dumpsters and trash cans, instead of storing it as evidence. Other police reports show that officers sometimes failed to indicate at all where the illegal items ended up.
Moving forward, we're going to have spot checks, and the supervisors are going to be pulling reports and really making sure that they're detailed and appropriate.
Coming up today at 6, KSAT Investigates compares any ISD's handling of THC evidence to other large school districts in San Antonio. Plus, a 7th grade game that had to do with hookers. This was played at a local school, and what's worse, a teacher was involved here. What happened? Today at 6. All that and more coming your way in less than an hour.
Thank you, Myra. Still to come at 5. They once had a purpose, but now they're just collecting dust. And we are talking about all those boxes. Once you open them up, take what's inside. What do you do with the box? Toss it? Keep it? It's spring cleaning season, and we're going to share the boxes that are worth storing and the ones that can take a trip to the trash can.
It's a hard-hitting story that will leave an impact, and you can catch it at the Guadalupe Theater this week. A preview of that play coming up.
We're going to take a live look outside with your traffic authority. Look at that. Sun is shining outside, but the traffic is moving quite slowly at I-35 and Loop 410. Obviously, outbound traffic going to be a problem on the commute, as it always is.
A dramatic story of heroism and vengeance on San Antonio's west side will play out on stage at the historic Guadalupe Theater starting tomorrow evening. The play, Chato's Bridge, will premiere tomorrow evening with performances throughout the weekend. It's written by Mono Riojas Aguilar. He grew up on the west side. Chato's Bridge revolves around the fictional rape of a little girl by a rival gang and the 4 boys who saved her.
They actually escaped with the little girl on their bikes, but the 2 who were left behind were killed.
Leaving the survivors to grow up consumed with seeking vengeance for the murders of their friends. They also come to learn what happened to the little girl they saved. Tickets for the performances starting tomorrow evening on sale at the historic Guadalupe Theater box office and on the website for the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center.
With the closet and other storage spaces getting tighter for many of us, the last thing you want is for that precious room to be taken up by something you don't even need. Or maybe we do need it. We're talking about boxes and packaging from electronics like a laptop, a phone, or a tablet. Is it okay just to toss those things? 12 News Side's Marilyn Morris offers some tips to help you decide when to hold on to them and when to fold them up.
One of the first electronic items I remember buying was a clock radio with a cassette player built into it.
Chris Raymond has been buying the latest tech gadgets for decades, and most came in a box.
You can probably go into any room in the house and open a closet door or look, tuck in one of the corners and you'll find a box tucked there for a laptop or a speaker or a telephone.
So when should you save the box? Consumer Reports says there are some times when it's a no-brainer. Keep the box when there's a chance you might return it. Some stores won't give a full refund without the original packaging, so keep it during the return window, especially for pricey stuff. Another time to keep the box?
If it's an item that you think that you might resell, people are much more likely to buy it when it's in the box.
Keeping the box while the manufacturer's warranty is in effect might also make it easier if you have to send an item back, though any box will often do for repairs. Saving the box to store a device you don't use often makes sense, or to keep track of its extra parts like a battery or cord.
That helps you, you go back and find them, but it also helps you remember what that cord goes to, right?
If none applies, he says it's time to toss it. And to keep boxes from taking over the house, anytime you get a new tech toy and need to keep the box, get rid of an old one. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Take a live look outside, 78 degrees. The clouds kind of breaking up a little bit, but man, that humidity.
Yeah, it's thick, isn't it?
It is.
We notice it, and it's going to be changing once that cold front arrives from the Pacific Friday morning. You will notice a drop in the humidity, but we have it out there right now. That's going to mean another round of drizzle late tonight and through the morning commute tomorrow. Then the Friday morning cold front arrives. Minimal storm chances, though, with that front, but it will cause some other noticeable changes into the weekend. Let's start with our rain chances. Actual shower chance tomorrow, only about 20%, and that would be a very light one. And then Friday morning, we even had to cut back a little bit on those storm chances, only about 30% for most of the KSAT 12 viewing area. And then notice another 20% chance of a few very light showers early next week, Monday and Tuesday. But overall, we're not looking at anything that's really drought denting anytime soon, unfortunately. A little bit of moisture this morning from the drizzle. The fog and clouds have dissipated, and we're still looking off to the west at our next system. A lot of activity out here in the western U.S., this big trough, that dip in the upper level flow. It's kicking up. Numerous showers and higher elevation snowfall, but this energy is going to be tracking to the north of us, and we're just going to get clipped by its Pacific cold front. And the reason I point out the Pacific cold front, its origin, is because those fronts typically don't bring us cooler temperatures. They just cut back on the humidity, and that's mainly going to be the change here. But notice midnight, early Friday morning, line of showers and storms developing from roughly Big Bend all the way up to Wichita Falls, and then a broken line moving through parts of the Edwards Plateau and even the Hill Country in the pre-dawn hours on Friday morning. And then we could get clipped even in San Antonio shortly after sunrise by a brief shower or thunder shower, but we're not expecting anything to last and not much in terms of accumulations. And then by 2 o'clock, we clear out and we've got plenty of sunshine for the afternoon. As for the severe weather threat on Friday morning, an isolated to widely separated severe thunderstorm is possible. Could see a few of them pop up in the Hill Country and the Edwards Plateau. Mainly we're talking from Valverde County, roughly Del Rio, Comstock more so, to Sonora, to San Angelo, Abilene, Wichita Falls, Dallas. That's where we have the primary threat for some severe thunderstorms to develop in the pre-dawn hours on Friday. So around here, we're not expecting anything severe, and actually we're not expecting much in terms of rain from any potential thunderstorms, just isolated in nature. And that's through about the morning commute on Friday. 78 right now. Dew point is 66. We're talking about that humidity. You feel the mugginess. Dew point's in the 60s. The wind's coming off the Gulf of Mexico, just maintaining that moisture in the air. But that changes with the Friday morning cold front. The wind's going to be coming in from West Texas. So we have that dry West Texas wind on Friday, and it's going to really drop those dew points, falling throughout the day on Friday. And then another drop from another westerly and, well, northerly wind that kicks in, another front that affects us. So the humidity is going to be swept away soon by Friday afternoon, and then it's pretty much going to be kept at bay for several days. All right, let's talk temperatures. See how it took the clouds a while to clear out around town here? That's why Bulverde 77, Canyon Lake 72, Helotes 77. But where we've had plenty of sunshine, 90 degrees. Eagle Pass 91 and Carrizo Springs now at 90. We'll see those temperatures falling off just into the upper 60s by tomorrow morning. So damp, 68 degrees, road spray, some of that drizzle, of course, windshield wipers periodically for the morning commute. And then by noon, still fairly cloudy at 77, breaking out into the afternoon sun again. 5 o'clock, 86 degrees tomorrow and a bit breezy. That south-southeasterly wind at 10 to 20. Similar temperatures tomorrow, low 90s closer to the Rio Grande and south down I-35, but locally we'll tack on a few more degrees, making it into the mid 80s. We'll think about 85 degrees, 86 degrees, the high temperature in San Antonio. Friday, 84 with that afternoon sunshine and some cooler mornings this weekend with a lower humidity, low 50s in the mornings.
Ooh, that'll feel good. Thank you, Adam.
All right, Spurs get rocked last night in New Orleans, so guess what they get to do?
Yeah.
Play the best team in the NBA.
Absolutely, Milwaukee Bucks. And I think the Bucks are favored by 17.5 points or something. It's the largest spread in the NBA this season. So Spurs Bucks tonight. That means Sandro Mamukelashvili is going back to the team to face the team that drafted him. And Laremy Tunsil has big money, plus another key reason for staying with the Texans coming up.
I love Milwaukee, baby steps was there. I started walking. They made my dream come true. Drafted me and gave me an opportunity to be around the top players in the league. So going back there, I'm really excited to see Bobby, Drew, Giannis, Harden, Chris. I just got to give them a big hug.
Sandro Mamukelashvili is happy to see his former teammates in Milwaukee on game day. When you look at the NBA standings, the Spurs and Bucks are complete opposites. Milwaukee's number 1 in the league, top dog in the East, and fighting for home court advantage in the playoffs. Now, the Spurs are third from last in the NBA and heading for the lottery again. The Spurs have lost 6 of their last 10, including last night, 119-84 to the Pelicans. Mamu had his best game since joining the Spurs 2.5 weeks ago, scoring a team-high 20 points. Tonight, he'll get to face the team that drafted him, the Bucks, which also means he'll get to guard Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'm looking forward to that. Did that for a year and a half. I won't say it was great outcome, but I definitely learned how to be tougher mentally when stuff doesn't go your way and you get punched on a couple of times. But I'm looking forward to guarding him. I feel like it's a challenge for me. See where I stand and what did I learn. So it's all love, and I just want to just play and compete.
Spurs Bucks night at 7 in Milwaukee. Houston Texans right tackle Laremy Tunsil made big news over the weekend by signing a 3-year, $75 million extension that includes $50 million in fully guaranteed money. That makes him the highest paid tackle in NFL history for the second time, and he represented himself. So no agent equals no agent fees. Houston naming D'Amico Ryans as head coach was a huge reason why Tunsil wanted to stay as well.
My biggest thing was staying with the Houston Texans. I believe this organization is going to turn around quickly, actually. This organization is on the uprise, especially getting a guy like D'Amico Ryans to come in this building, a young energy guy, younger coach, and he was actually a player here too, so getting a guy like that to come in this building means a lot. So we're trying to get things turned around.
Tunsil also said he's happy to be locked in for 4 more years in Houston because it is home. We will be right back after the break.
Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.